Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
That's important. Just as long as Justin can hear me on that, that's perfectly fine. Thank you very much for coming this evening. Round 3 this week of introducing people from Belfast to Belfast Whisky Week. These are very short snippets and a very quick introduction to our festival. I would like to say on Tuesday night was a really good experience. Female-only invite down at the Watson. Well attended, or roughly about 70 guests turned up. We had lots of cocktails, which you've had this evening. Different cocktails, different whiskies, some chocolates, and a good little conversation with people who are inspiring women within the whiskey industry. Last night was a little bit different pace. Sit down, fine dining experience in Angel and Two Bibles with Johnny Stevenson. 3-course meal with some, again, different whiskies, showcasing Northern Irish whiskies to the bloggers and to the food critics. Tonight, different type of pace all entirely. I wanted it to be very chilled and informal. First of all, we're in room 2, which is one of our hotel partners. I found this space last year out of necessity more than anything. One of our hotel partners for the last few years had been the Hastings Group, and unfortunately they couldn't accommodate us last year. And room 2 came to our rescue and gave us room packages for the week, and also then access to the facilities they have. And again, that's progressing this year. So I like this little space. And most people would probably never, I'm sure most would not been in here, but it's getting used quite regularly by the Irish News Group. Q Radio are in here quite a bit doing meetings, but I think they're getting a lot of people now to come in for midweek meetings. It's a good wee space, good little event space. The whiskies you have on your table just now, the first one, okay, is the Copeland, the Garrick Bar edition. So most of you probably wouldn't have had this before if you've been drinking stuff in Copeland. And that's because it was only produced for the Garrick. They're making some coffees down there. This is the whiskey that they've made together. The thing I like about this is that we do have a little bit of their own, from Copeland, their own distillery in here. So most of the whiskey that's coming out of Copeland recently had been source whiskies. This actually has their own. So it's single grain, double distilled single malt, and a little bit of double distilled chocolate malt, which I think is quite pleasant. Really good for making coffees, making a good Irish coffee, but I think it's good on its own. All right. So that's what you have. And hopefully you got to taste some cocktails. If you didn't, don't worry, there'll be another opportunity. Once I finish talking, you can have another cocktail. But there we're using Dunville's 1808, and we're also using Titanic whiskey. Okay. So look, Belfast Whisky Week. What is Belfast Whisky Week? And why am I talking about it? Why am I launching it today for July? And it's quite important. Belfast Whisky Week is now in its 7th year. Lots of people have been with me from the very start. Lots of supporters. This was an opportunity to bring those supporters together. New people, new faces, new supporters, and to say thank you for that. But also to let people take that message away about what the festival's about, why it's a festival, why I continually push the message of it's a festival. And it's, it's the fun, it's laughter, it's food, it's entertainment, it's making friendships. It's a really interesting space. And I thought it was a good opportunity last year to run these separate events to launch it. So, Belfast Whisky Week is 9 days long. I ripped the proverbial out of a week, give it another weekend, which is really cool for Belfast. And yeah, I've tailored it to 100 events over those 9 days. Might seem a lot, and it's actually, for me, it's not a lot. I feel sometimes it could be a lot more, and I've been harnessed in by people around me to ensure that I don't go over the top. Some of my ideas are a little bit mental, and I'm really reined in by good friends, supporters that have kept me right over the years. I know that Jamie's in the room. Jamie would have kept me right at the very start, saying, "Paul, you're a bit crazy." Thank you very much. I think I probably didn't listen to him as much as I probably should have. But it's grown. I mean, it has grown. Certainly since 2019, it's grown pretty big in respect of the size of the festival, but also where people are coming from. During COVID, we had lots of conversations with people around the world. We managed to get the festival out there as an online festival, so we didn't break during COVID. We just turned it online. And that means that we've got people who are interested in the festival from further afield. So people are now coming to Belfast from America, from Australia, from parts of Europe, because they were involved during our online discussions and online tastings when we sent out thousands and thousands and thousands of miniatures around the world. So we're starting to create this, although I believe, certainly it's the largest whiskey festival in Ireland. That's a fact. Is it the third largest whiskey festival in the UK? I definitely think so. Fayside is bigger, Spaceside's bigger, but this is now, eclipsing anything else in the UK. And I want it to keep growing and become an international whiskey festival of, real importance for people in the whiskey industry. And how do I do that? Well, I need to keep talking about it, and launching the festival at this time of year to talk about it for July is very important. It gets the message out there, and people who are still thinking about traveling to Belfast can still make decisions to come. But it's about collaborations, and today is very much about those collaborations and conversations. So I want to say thank you then to the people who are supporting us and collaborating with us. So Dylan Bass are collaborating with us, so thank you very much. I know that Joe's in the room, so I appreciate that, Joe. Thank you very much. We now have the creationists in the room who have come on board to support us this year. We also have, again, just to run through some of these, Sirac Ice, our ice partners. So whenever we're doing cocktail events, Sirac Ice are our partners for that. Urban Bar do the little miniature glassware, and they're our glass partners. On here also Celtic Whisky Shop. You might not have heard of them, but they're an online retailer as well as a physical retailer in Dublin and a distributor and a wholesaler. They're our online retail partner. We do also work then very much so with the Friend at Hand, and Ray's here representing the Friend at Hand. So thank you very much, Ray. Appreciate it. Really, really love coming in and spending money in your shop. It makes me feel so good. Know what I mean? But it is important. Look, Friend at Hand's only off licensed in the whole of Ireland that only sells Irish whiskey specifically, and that's pretty cool. It's pretty unique to Belfast, but unique to the world, and I love it. The chocolates that you'll have on your table, just to let people know what they are, the dark ones are limoncello chocolates, so dark chocolate limoncello, and the orange ones, or they look kind of paley orange, are orange cognac. They're done by Daisy's Chocolate. Martin's here tonight from Daisy's. Thank you much. Great collaborator when it comes to doing some chocolate and whiskey pairings. Other people who I've not mentioned, we've got Peter here from Get Sociable that we do a couple of pieces to work with throughout the year. Really good to have him along. Owen's here tonight, aren't we? Love Belfast. Super stuff. Thanks very much. Who else have I got in the room? I just want to say hi to people who are really collaborating. So Alan, going to be doing a wee bit of work there from Inspiring Belfast, inspiring me most of the time. Rachel Harriet, who is my PR person at the very, very back of the room. Super, Harriet Communications. We're also supported directly for this festival for this year by Harrison Rooms of Distinction. They're up there on that board. Student Roost across the way, who are one of our accommodation partners. We're supported then also by the Cathedral Quarter bid this year. Clearer Twist. I have to get that one right. Clearer Twist, not Clear Water, but Clearer Twist are our mixers and water partner for the festival. And I'm sure there's other ones I'm probably going to forget. So apologies. Johnny, who's an addition to the festival this year. So we have a Dungeons and Dragons themed event this year, and Johnny's come on board as one of our partners to run that event up at the Crumlin Road Jail. But then we've got multiple, I suppose, brands, distilleries, restaurants, bars, other food collaborators throughout the city and beyond that we're working with. And these are all very important businesses and people that we've been working with over the few years. And we've created those great little relationships where we can work together, creating fine dining experiences, food pairings. This year we've got some theatrical events, some comedy nights. I know Robin's going to be doing some music. Yes, you're excited for that, aren't you, Robin? Walking tours. We commission walking tours with Belfast Hidden Tours and with Irish Whiskey Review, Marty McCauley, to go around the city and talk about the history of the city and the history of whiskey production in the city, the importance of that, the new stuff that's coming through also. Every one of our collaborations has been thought about, and I suppose I've pestered a lot of people over those last 7 years to really talk about how to work together and to collaborate together. I believe that every part of the festival has collaboration. So 100 Events is done in partnership with someone else. It's not me, physically can't be me. It's other people that are, taking that opportunity to work with me. They take a risk. There's no doubt about that. And they have done over the years, because it's something unique to the city, I think. I don't think this is really done in any other city in the UK and Ireland like this. And there's other festivals, but not in this kind of guise. We were just talking earlier on about Restaurant Week. It's not been like that in the past. It's been, here's a £10 offering, or here's a free bottle of wine with your meal. And experience-led events are very important. They're very important for the city. They're very important for people who live here and want to experience the city, but they're very important for tourists to come here and experience the city, experience the kind of great, get the great produce that we have, the great hospitality we have. And obviously in my line of work with the whiskey, great whiskey that we have and the bar culture that we have, very important, So this year, for me, very special. I got asked a question last night. Someone put me under the spot and did an interview with me. Like, why is this so special? I think it's now getting to the point where the festival has proven itself. Proved itself in the last few years. It got to a point where it's been recognised, certainly locally, by whiskey enthusiasts. Whiskey enthusiasts coming elsewhere. But it's now hitting a different demographic. I've been trying for the last couple of years to hit 2 specific demographics, and I hope people don't close their ears on this one. Young people, under 40s, particularly 21-year-olds to 36-year-olds, and women, quite specifically. And we've seen the change. There's been a sea change in the last couple of years where actually I believe that we are hitting those demographics. Certainly last year we nearly got to about, I think it was just roughly 40% of our entire audience were women, and about 40% were under the age of 40. To me, that says a lot. Says a lot about what this festival can achieve going forward. Certainly what the drinks industry can achieve going forward, because they need those younger people. They need to change the conversation about whiskey and who the target audience is. So hopefully I'm doing that, So look, I'm sure there'll be questions for you. I just wanted to say thank you to people. I wanted you to come here and understand what the festival's about. If you've got questions, I will be here. It's a very relaxed opportunity. You get an hour whiskey, which will be Lear's Red Crest. It's up here and we'll get it. You can either come up and collect one, or we can send it around the room. And again, you'll get the chance to have another cocktail in a moment or two. All right. But thank you very much. So you can raise your little glass if you have some whiskey. Yes. Hopefully. Yes. And say Sláinte. Sláinte. Indeed. Well, hopefully you can come to the festival and have fun. Yeah. Sure. No bother. Not a bar. Okay, Justin, yeah, you got that? Yeah. I'm going to take my wee microphone.
Free audio